All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get a double dose of good news after a crucial victory. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel dedicated to teams that just get overlooked by the national media. Buccaneers, perfect example of who we talk about on this channel. We talk about the Buccaneers a lot. In fact, we talked about them even when things got a little rocky there, middle of the season. We thought, I think the Bucs are going to be fine, get a little healthier. I think they can do this. And now look at you, right? I mean, you're right in the playoff picture. You've won 3 in a row. Love to see it. Okay, here's good news number 1. The Falcons lost. This continues to be a pattern. As you won the last 3 weeks, they continue to lose, and the division has flipped. So there was a point where you're sitting there at 4-6. You just lose to San Francisco. The Atlanta Falcons, they're winning. It's like, oh, jeez. It's like, man, this division I thought was going to come down to the wire. And it's like, shoot, we're losing out on this division. But good news. Atlanta Falcons get destroyed. And that's kind of like good news 1A and 1B is that not only are they losing and it puts you right back in the division, but the Panthers lose as well. The Saints are just, who cares? So, and Panthers, who cares too? But Panthers, shockingly, were starting to do a little something. It's like, you know what? Maybe that last lost with the Eagles will just put them fully out of it. And then you don't have to worry about them. But the Falcons not only are losing, but they don't look good in the process. You were losing, but it's like, if we could just clean up some, it wasn't like detrimental losses. These are just like, man, Atlanta, they might be fully out. So that's good news number 1. Good news number 2, that I think you got to be happy about is Rachaad White. There's so much talk about Bucky Irving, as there should be, but it's like, don't forget about White. He has a rushing and receiving touchdown in this game. Your running game just kind of comes alive when it needed to. So good news number 2 is you've got Rachaad White and Bucky Irving. That is going to pay dividends in December, January football, which we're in. I like that versus what Atlanta's doing. So Tampa Bay, awesome. And by the way, let me know in the comments, and we've asked you guys this before, and it's just fun to see the response is, who's your favorite current player on this team? Feels like they're starting to get an identity. Fans are getting behind them. It really feels like there's something brewing again in Tampa. You can't say Baker Mayfield. Bucky Irving's a good one. That's what I said last time. I really like him. I've always liked Rachaad White. I've always thought he was just kind of underrated. But let me know in the comments who your favorite current player is. All right, next thing. Let's just talk about this too. Let's talk about this game first of all. You go against the lowly, terrible Raiders, and you don't play well. And 3 turnovers in the first half, and second quarter you really could have taken advantage of them being terrible, and you can't. And yet you still win. So this is kind of a bonus good news. And I really mean this is like, you don't play good at all and still handle this team like nothing. Are the Raiders bad? Yes. But it's the NFL. Who knows? Turnovers happen. Things start to get weird. They score this, doesn't matter. They're terrible, but you win despite not playing well. Fine. You know what? Because we've played well and lost in the past this season. So you know what? Fine. We'll take this victory. Now you look at the schedule. I'm going to get back to this game in just a second, but you've got this interesting schedule. And here's what we're talking about. We said after the bye, and you don't have to be a genius to figure this out, but you just look at, okay, after the bye, you're sitting at 4-6. Okay, hold on a second. We got New York, Carolina, and Vegas as our next 3 opponents. Let's win those and then see what can happen. So you escape Carolina, you destroyed New York, escape Carolina, Vegas, destroy them. I mean, seriously, I know it was sloppy and it's just like, who cares? They're really bad. And it's like, okay, you did exactly what you wanted. Now you're right in position because the Chargers, sneaky good. At Dallas, I don't know, Sunday night game. It's December. See what they do the next couple weeks. They might be playing for something when everyone was making fun of them. And then Carolina, New Orleans. I get it, divisional games. So So who knows? But you couldn't ask for anything much better than those two at the end of the season, really. And they're both at home. Let's go. So you've gone through it now. You've gone through a great stretch. So I think the biggest thing with Tampa is in that division is win the division. That is what you've been trying to do, shooting for since the beginning. Because remember what it is. You win the division, you're automatically in the playoffs. We all know that. But it's a home playoff game. So it's the exact formula that you had last year. And that's like, okay, I will sign up for that any day of the week. And that's what's fun about this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team versus the it's kind of feels like the Tampa Bay teams of the past that were the Super Bowl run there. Not Tom Brady, but before that, like 02, right? Or whatever that was. Derek Brooks. Because it's the Brady thing was like, I don't know, this is kind of crazy. It was like renting a car where it's like, you know what, we're gonna have a lot of fun for a year or two. But then we know this isn't long term. This kind of feels weird. I don't know what we're gonna do. So you get into this where this is, you know what? We bought a nice car. Nothing, not a sports car. It's like a nice minivan, but it's like the vans these days are actually really nice. And this is awesome once you get into it. That's Baker Mayfield, and that's this team. It works. You love it. It's going to be around for a long time. You're going to win divisions and go to playoff games and host playoff games. Like that's all you can ask for. And that's what I think Buccaneer fans are really excited about. Detroit Lion fans are really excited about. It's not this one-hit wonder fun season that we're having. It's like this can be sustained. And now I get with your coach where you're like, is this the guy though? Because he's like, feels like there's a ceiling with your coach. I get that. I think there is. But you know what? It's like, geez, let's not get greedy though. Like, I will sign up for leading the division 12, 13 weeks into the season every time. Are we going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know. Probably not. But I don't know. Let's just play it out. It's fun. It's meaningful games late in the season. Like that's all you want as a fan. There's going to be one team that wins the Super Bowl. The rest, you just don't want to be the Raiders like that. We've been there too. You know, Lions fans have been there. Buccaneer fans have been there. Maybe not as brutally bad as the Raiders, but still, you know what I'm saying. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Talk about Buccaneers, talk about other teams too, but Bucs are on this channel a lot. And let me know your thoughts, and we'll see all of you on the next one.